We still do 7 NUFC Matters show a week for free. But if you want to help support NUFC Matters, then there are a few ways of doing it. Hit the like button on each live broadcast and video. This helps the channel grow. Hit the subscribe button and select the all notifications bell so you don't miss a single show. If you want to help us financially, then you can join the channel using this button with the membership starting at $1.99 a month. Or you can drop us a donation in the chat using a super sticker. We're also looking for sponsors. If you'd like your brand advertised on the flyers for the show and featured during the ad break, then email John at nufcmatters.com to arrange today.
Critics attack. It feels like I've been talking to myself again. But it's the only way you're ever gonna learn. You look back and it's all in the past. I'm dwelling on the thoughts I cannot say to you. If I don't say the words, then maybe it's not true. And it feels alright when they come and say to you, you're the only thing that makes us all believe. And it feels alright where the worlds collide. Manipulation stands to make us red. What time you said is coming over you. You wish it upon a star. You wish it on a star. You are, you are, you are. You fight back, it's an all-out attack. It feels like I've been taken on the world's machine. Because I want it more than anyone can dream. You look back and it's all in the past. You tell me how you live by all the things you do. Well, you can be yourself, but maybe I'm not you. And it feels alright when they come and say to you, you're the only thing that makes us all.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Enough Matters. It's to my show, Joe Allon show. Hey, anyway, I'm delighted to have our special guest today. None other than Nolberto Solano is joining us. Hi, Nobby. First and foremost, how are you doing, pal? And it's been a little bit of an up and down, topsy-turvy 6 months from, shall we say, not so sunny Blythe to not so dark and deep Peru. Could be a Paddington 4 in the pipeline there. How's things for you, pal? What's been happening?
Well, first of all, it's glad to talking to you, Joe, after a long time. So thank you.
I thought you blanked us.
Thank you for the opportunity. It will be nice to speaking about everything you wish, everything you want, everything the fans want to listen. So I'm glad to hear from you, my friend. And yes, been just back from Peru only 3 weeks ago. That's the last club I was coaching over there. It was in second division team. But yeah, we can talking about that maybe later.
Yeah. Okay. We've got a quick question straight away for Nolberto. What was your favourite game for Newcastle? And do you miss playing football? God, it's easy this, Steve. I can get the questions for us already. Favourite game, Nol?
Yeah, I believe always say about when we play Leeds United away, when we won 4-3, we come back from 3-1 down and we won 4-3 that match. Because what was special, because we knew if we beat Leeds that season, we want to make sure to finish in the top 4. So that was quite special. I scored the last winning goal. So it was a fantastic game, very open game. So I remember that was fantastic day and everybody was happy. I don't miss anymore. When you miss play football, it's only in the beginning when you just retire, maybe a year later, 2-3 years later. But now it's so many years. That's the reason I'm still involved in football as a coach. That's why I don't make me feel miss too much. So when you coach, it's nice because you're still involved in the football.
While we're on that one, so that's your best game. What your best goal, right? I know my favourite goal when you scored against the Mackhams. Obviously that penalty kick. I want to know your favourite goal. Why didn't Chira take the penalty kick, by the way?
Well, he say he say he was injury.
You're allowed to swear.
He had to come out in the pitch. So what happened? He wasn't there because normally Allon is the one took the penalties. Well, I have to take. I know how special it is for the fans, and I'm glad the ball going into the net. So yes, it was a fantastic day, to always against Sunderland. It's always a special matches for the fans.
Yeah, and obviously that's a great game. It's a great goal, and obviously Shearer did score a penalty in I think one of his last game, if not his last goal for Newcastle United to settle any demons he might have had that day if he had a curry the night before. I don't know, but fair play to our all-time record goal scorer for that. Now I want to take you back to where, like, first and foremost, when I was a kid, right? They used to say, well, the posh kids went to private school. They used to say that they had jumpers for goalposts, I was very, very lucky when I was a kid because I had the best thief in my school who loved playing football, right? Not that I'm not about with the wrong ones, but I was one of the ones that never got caught. But he come up with this ingenious idea, right, of bringing the big traffic cones that you get on the roads that were about 4 foot, 5 foot high, right? And he stole 5 of them to where the roadworks were when we were growing up and took them to the place that we called Wembley, right? Basically, it was a piece of grass outside this factory. It was a posh factory where I grew up in Washington. And it used to get manicured, this grass. So when the factory was shut, we used to be on there all the time playing football. And it was like our Wembley, if you like. It interests me, where and how, growing up, where did you play your football leading on to when you first got your first professional club?
Well, Joe, it's pretty similar. Probably, at least you have a grass in here in England. Because at least you play in the grass. Well, we had to play in the floor, in the stones, and the sand. So yeah, I think it's a nice part of our history in football. I believe many players has to pass for all this when you're teenager, to start to deal with difficult fields. That make it you improve your game in the future. When you get better and you get into the professional career, so you appreciate. That's why I will say my ability. You building a lot your ability. Your technique is difficult because it's not bloody. It's not playing. It's bloody a lot of stones, like I mentioned. Sand. It's no proper football pitch, but that's why helping to you in my career to growing up. My abilities, like I'm saying. After that, of course, when I moved to the club, you start to play a little bit better fields, but it's part of the game. I really enjoy it, and that's why I think we as a professional football, when you make a professional football, especially when I moved to here, the fields in here in this country was amazing. And
I know you played a lot with your brother, didn't you? And he was a good player, one of your brother, your oldest brother.
Yeah, no, I'm the last one, Joe.
I'm trying to do well for you, Nol. Yes. I know it's your 50th birthday next month. I'm trying to do well for you. Happy birthday, Nol, for December the 12th, everybody.
Way. We seven brothers, Joe. We used to dream the same things every day. We have one bed only. So my older brothers, and I was the last one. My second one, he liked football. He loved football. He was a professional, but no long career. He's only played for a couple years and he stopped. And I mean, like I'm saying to you, Joe, always in the family, in the blood, football. I'm growing up with my mom told me, even when I was 4 years old, always kicking the ball outside in the street against the wall. Sometimes my friend doesn't want to come out to play football. They're a little bit lazy, but I really, really match, But it's part of our life. Is part of, you appreciate that in the future. After that, my passion always been since I was 4 years old,
So tell us, what you started obviously playing in Peru.
Yeah.
No, you go to Boca Juniors. Now, Boca Juniors isn't like where at Newcastle, and even if you've got to transfer to London, it's 4 hours, 5 hours back in the day in a coach, and you went from Peru to Argentina. I mean, Argentina is a long way away from Peru. How did the move come about from being in Peru to Boca?
Yeah, well, I started very young, and when I was 11 years old, one of the biggest clubs in Peru is called Alianza Lima. It's one of the big clubs. I started there when I was 11. Until move when I was 17, I got offered for this club called Sporting Cristal, another big club in Peru, to start my career professional. So the manager signed, they want me to move there, and well, I moved to Sporting Cristal. I have my debut in the 1992. I was only 17 and start my career. So I was playing for this club around 5 years. I was in loan 1 year in the 93, moved on loan and come back to the club. We won the league in the 94, 95, 96. And we came second in the international competition, like a Copa Libertadores. It's like a Champions League here in Europe. In South America, it's called Copa Libertadores. So we finished second. We lost in the final. But yes, from that competition, that's Boca Juniors start to get interesting. So my football agent back in the years text me and said, listen, Boca is interested in you. I said, please, don't think into twice. So, happy, my friend. Let's go. I was very, very lucky, and you know, Joe, at the same time, I never thought in my life as a dream I would play with one of my biggest idols, you know, back in the years, you know. Diego Armando Maradona was my teammate. That's unbelievable when happened that, you know. I was over the moon. I was really, really exciting. It was the best thing happened in my career, my friend. Moved to Boca Juniors. I played with Diego Armando Maradona. You know him, no?
I've heard of him. He's not bad. I mean, he's very good with his hands, apparently, isn't he? Excellent with his hands, especially, yeah, that'll be him. No, obviously not a legend. What was so special? He gave you the nickname of the Little Maestro. I had it in Spanish before, and I've forgotten what it is, but I have got the translation. I'll get it at halftime.
Pequeño
Maestro. You the Little Maestro.
Pequeño Maestro.
Pequeño Maestro, that is it. So what was so special about? I mean, he played in the World Cup. Then he'd been World Cup winner, the hand of God, and all the rest of it. But he was arguably one of the greatest players that's ever played the game. What was it like being in the dressing room with him?
Yeah, listen. First of all, before we talking about we don't want discovery now what Maradona done in the football, you know, but. He was amazing guy, you know, amazing person, you know, great supporter in the beginning. I remember when I arrived, before my debut was on the Sunday. We played on the Sunday. I'm arrived because I finished with my ex-club, Sporting Cristal, the Copa Libertadores, and just has to move to Boca. So I went on the Thursday training, Friday and Saturday, only 2 days, Joe. And he was, to me, wow, he was quite really, really impressed for my technique. He really impressed when we start to, you know, when we finish training, we start to stop to have a practice free kicks. It was amazing too, you know, to see him. I was a little bit shy, you sitting in the side, watching him. He said, come on. So he was really, really impressed, Joe. So honestly, I have my debut, Joe, night in the Sunday. One of the other team players stabbed me in my knee. I thought he bloody broke my knee. Really, really painful. I was diving. And Maradona jumping and reaction. You will probably see that video on YouTube, maybe can found it. But it's amazing, Joe. I've been with him only 2 days training. He jumping and the guy stabbing he want to kill him. He looked like Maradona was my friend for like 10, 15 years. Only met him 3 days.
I've heard he's well connected now.
Oh, amazing. So that's proof how he was. So after the match, we won the match 4-2. He scored the goal. We won the press conference. That's why when he called me Little Master.
So that's so unbelievable, Nolan. You're so humble, and your humility is there for everybody to see. But you also played in a game. I've seen the picture of Lionel Messi, and you've got a captain's armband on for Peru. There you go. See, that was the magic of television. Yeah, you've got the captain's armband on there.
Yes.
You met him there. First and foremost, what was the game? Tell us about the game. And in your opinion, who was the better one? Who's the best player? Because you played with one and against them because you got your kit on. Maradona or Messi? Tell the Geordie public. Tell Nuff Matters.
Well, Joe, it's hard all the time to try to compare people, because the eras. First of all, if you see Maradona never played for a great team, and Messi got the lucky opportunity. He's a fantastic player, but he always played with great players around here. Barcelona for many years. That's the difference with Diego. Diego moved to Napoli when Napoli used to be really low in the table and start to win things for Napoli. Diego, that's why it's hard to compare the fields, the rules now in the football. Imagine Diego, the tackle he has to accept him back in the years. Tackle, he was very nasty in Spain. Somebody tackled him, broke his ankle. So it's hard to compare. If you see, okay, Messi is consistent. Messi has a long career. Diego probably have a short career because we know he was a little bit crazy back in the years. Lovely man, lovely person, but it's hard to compare, Joe. You've been in the game, Joe. Now you used to people bloody go with the elbow in your bloody face, spinning, more nasty. Now the football is too clean, too perfect for any footballer. Nobody tackle. Now the defender bloody put the hands within the box, put the hands in the back. They don't have a stable, not really stable voice to marking. So I will say Diego has a lot of credit. He has a lot of credit. Messi, don't get me wrong, Messi, this generation, but Messi has Messi always sing music in the symphonic. Diego always singing with three guys around only.
Some excellent points there. No, I never even thought about it. Obviously, Maradona playing for the lesser sides and not the Barcelona, but two arguably brilliant players. I want to talk about you again. So you come to Newcastle. For the people that don't know, well, everybody knows, but I want to know even more how you come to Newcastle. Had you heard of Newcastle United and all? Did you know about one, obviously, you're first Peruvian to come to England, I think, and also to Newcastle United. But the language barrier must have been very difficult. But how did you get on with the Geordie crack?
Well, another great experience for me, Joe. It's hard. To be honest, the Premier League started to become a little bit famous because Tino moved to here in 1996. So the games start to put a little bit on in South America. We can allow to watch in Premier League games, especially the Champions League. So that's the reason when Newcastle started to become a little bit family for me, or for everyone, because Tino Spria, especially for that match when they play against Barcelona, he made his hat-trick in there. So my agent told me 2 years later, said, listen, it's a club in England. So, yeah, I want to go to Euro. It's my dream. England, yeah, well, they're creating the football. It will be interesting. Newcastle, to be honest, I never expecting, because it was my first time to fly from South America to Europe. I never done it in my life before, the first time to came to Europe. Even when I was young, never got the chance to play in this even with young teams, never had the opportunity. So yes, landing in Newcastle, honestly, it was amazing. I was first of all in shock because I saw people driving on the right side. I came out from the airport. I came from the airport. George Taylor, you remember George Taylor? You need to just to look after everyone in the team. So I tried to open the door. He was a bloody driver. You have to go there. Oh, sorry. And after, the roads is completely different. You've been in Peru, So it was everything for me. It started to get shocked. It started to, how green, you've been in Peru, how dry with mountains, with no grass in there. But here is everything looks very pretty, green, the houses, very, very old-fashioned, like we used to watch in movies, English movies, and they're still the same, the houses. So it was, without Joe, it was really, me, I'm very sociable person. I like to talk, I like to speak to get on with people. But it was in the beginning quite tough because the communication. Only the excuse and said, and the way I cannot speak the language, but apart, no, it wasn't an excuse for me to play football. My friend, the football you play in the same around the world. I don't know if in March people play in different way, but one ball, 11v11. So I had to show what I can do. But it was very funny in the beginning. arrived with George Taylor, picked me up from the airport, took me to one of the beautiful houses in the country area from Mr. Shepherd, Freddie Shepherd, great man. I love. He was a big miss, a nice guy. So I meet Kenny Dalglish, John Terry, Terry Mack.
Mm-hmm.
Terry Mack both was waiting for me in there. They tried to speak to me, but you imagine, one speak Geordie and the other one speak Scottish. No bloody clue what they're bloody talking about. Yo te So, lovely man. I love Terry Mack, great player. And Kenny Dalglish, the first thing he said to me, Nobby, where is Cubillas? I said, Cubillas. Well, he played, I remember that World Cup 78. I was only 4 years old. I remember that. And yes, it was like the Teófilo Cubillas was one of our heroes in here back in the years. So Kenny played in the World Cup. So it was fantastic, I'm arriving there. I remember no communication at all. Take very long to sign in my, I have to go for medical, I have to fill all the papers, house everything like that. Took very long day for me, but honestly, I would say, Joe, it was one of the best thing I've done in my career, to sign for this club.
Brilliant. Just on the Scotland thing and Kenny Dalglish, by the way, I couldn't believe how anti-English some of the Scottish people that I met during the last Euros. They all wanted England to do so badly. So I've decided on the World Cup qualifying, if they don't I'm going to get them a box set and give them to watch while England's playing. And it's a box set of Wish You Were Here. Anyway, just getting back to that one. No, we go in dressing rooms, right? I have a lot of clubs, and you've been in a lot of dressing rooms in a lot of different countries. You get invariably in all walks of life. I mean, people in factories, women, men in factories, in the work and in different workplaces, they're going to get on with people and they're going to not get on with people. You're allowed to say, I know you're a humble and humility person, right? And you're a beautiful, beautiful man. But I want, first and foremost, who you got on with really well when you come into the dressing room. Obviously, Tino's a big pull because he's speaking the language. But two, who did you not really get on with, or who did you not think was the best? I know you're not going to say the worst player because I know you too well. But you're allowed to say, who you didn't get on with so much and who you did get on with.
To be honest, Joe, I won't lie to you. Honestly, even couldn't not speaking much, but was quite even difficult tough period, and understood that after being a while in the club. What happened is because David Batty, Philippe Valverde, Robert Lee, and David Batty, Robert Lee, John Barnes, they are the experienced players. They stay in the club after Kenny Dalglish was sacked 3 months later, and Ruud Gullit has to take it over. So the dressing room was quite difficult because Ruud Gullit left these experienced guys, left out the team, because Ruud Gullit want to build, you understand, they want to build a young using the young lads. It was quite difficult, because everybody doesn't like Ruud. I couldn't understand much what they say, but you can, the body language of everyone when he coaching, everybody really was pissed off. That's why David Batty want to go. Roduli put Robert Lee. People with experience, experienced footballer, superstars. So it was quite difficult. But to be honest, in general, Philippe Valverde always look angry, look big man, tall, and he bloody tackled. Terrible. But, Stuart Pearce as well, lovely guy outside when he training, he like a winner, tackle. But to be honest, Joe, I never fell out with anyone. It was quite difficult in the beginning. I tried to get on a little bit with Pistone because Italian and Spanish is pretty similar. Laurent Charbet speak a little bit Spanish. I don't know because the mom, I think the mom was from Spain, but I live in France. But in general, Joe, I never make excuse to not play, to not show what I can do in football. I know it's in the beginning it's hard because you want communication, do things, but never put excuse. I always say, okay, these guys, because what I recognize straight away is ball from Shea Given playing to one of the right back or left back, long ball. It's straight away into the striker. I have to play from there. because I like it to come deeper to get the ball to start to build them. Like we in South America play a little bit this kind of football. Now English football, you see everybody want building from the back. But back in the years, you had to deal with all long balls every day. That's why your neck was not the best. Adapting new, recognize this. Oh no, I cannot adapt in South American football in here. No, adapting to English football. So what they want is win the ball back. Soon I get the ball, whip in. You've been a striker. You love it to put the balls in the box. So I recognize Alan Shearer. He was Duncan Ferguson, big lads. They want ball in the box. So that's probably adapting very easy for me. But it was like I'm saying, it was tough, difficult, but to be honest, and after ending, we doing very well. Gary Speed was amazing. Gary Speed always Warren Barton as well, very gentleman. People really like it, And it was, to be honest, I was quite lucky in that way.
I mean, you told me, which could be a surprise for a lot of people, Noel, who was you thought was the best player at the club that you really you got on the right wavelength with?
Sorry, John, say again. Sorry.
I'm saying you told me before, but who was the best player that you got on the wavelength with, the right wavelength? And it might surprise a few people, but you had him as great ability.
Well, I really enjoy very much with Kieron Dyer. I know people probably, I always pray to Kieron Dyer don't be injury. Because I really like him. I really, because what I said with Kieron, we always talking. I said to Kieron, we need to pass. We need to, before the match, I said to him to play the ball to me. So we talking a little bit before the match what we want to do. He was so intelligent and he has a pace. It's easy to find Kieron when he always play to me ball back and he run in the space. Just put the ball like him and Bellamy. Make it easy for us. So I really enjoy with him.
It's really great, and we've got loads of questions to get through in the second half as well. But I'm not ignoring everybody. Don't get us wrong with this. We've got Nobby here. It's absolutely brilliant. We're going to come to Sir Bobby in the second half as well, and obviously there's a West Ham game coming up. What we're going to do is, Noel, we're going to leave it there for the first half. We've got some messages, but I've been rehearsing this one. We might not be on deck, but we'll be back in a sec.
No problem.
A big thanks to all our sponsors, Skips and Bins. You can find them at their website, skipsandbins.com. Say hello to low-cost waste disposal with pay-as-you-go and contract waste management. Thanks to Mr. Vicky's Sauces, handmade in Cumbria. Their website is mrvickies.co.uk. Email them info@mrvickies.co.uk or telephone 01768 210 102. Thanks to our fanzine sponsor, United Group Travel. Congratulations to them on their Travel and Tourism Award 2024. 2-crew driver and courier, local family company, 3-star plus quality hotels, no interchanges. All excursions included. Find them at their website www.unitedgrouptravel.com. Email beverly.ugtl@gmail.com. Telephone 01670 632 460 or mobile 0791 666 4174. Just £30 per person deposit. There are no strangers on our tours, just friends you haven't met yet. Thanks to Media Arts for all the help with the technical side of things. And don't forget, we are also available as a podcast on iTunes and Spotify and other podcast providers. If you get the time, please hit the subscribe button. It does do us a big favour. Hit the like button, which is the thumb under the video. That helps the channel grow. And click share to share to your other social medias. You can also hit the join button and become a member. Some dates for your diary. In aid of Newcastle Cat and Dog Shelter, the Long Sands play the Clooney. That takes place on Saturday, January the 4th, 2025. With support from Lilac Lane and the Chris Norris Band. Tickets pre-sale are £15 from newcastlelegends.com or from the venue direct. Peter Beardsley will be doing a talk-in at the Tyneside Irish Centre. That takes place on the 10th of January Tickets are £30. VIP tickets are £60, and you can get them from newcastlelegends.com. An evening with the entertainers takes place at the Tyne Theatre and Opera House in Newcastle on the 24th of January. Kevin Scott, Steve Watson, Steve Howie, John Beresford, Rulf Box, Peter Beardsley, Rob Lee, Keith Gillespie, Liam O'Brien, Darren Peacock, Paul Bracewell, Lee Clark and Killer Kill Klein are all going to be there with Gibbo, and you can get your tickets from the box office 0191 243 1171 or the website tynetheatreandoperahouse.uk. Lee Clark will be at the Gateshead Leisure Centre. That is on the 31st of January, and tickets available from the Leisure Centre 0191 250 5066. Les Ferdinand will be at the Newcastle O2 City Hall the 6th of April 2025. That is a 12 o'clock start until 4 p.m. in the afternoon. Tickets available from ticketmaster.co.uk. And Will Scott's book on the entertainers is out now. £18.99, over 380 pages, and a lot of unseen photographs. You can buy that book now from newcastlelegends.com. And we do have some fanzines remaining. If you want to buy an NUFC Matters fanzine, issue 1 is still available, again from newcastlelegends.com. And please take your time to flip onto our other channel, The Word on Blake 7. Please hit the subscribe button and help that channel grow.
Hi, welcome to the second half. By the way, it is the Joe Allon show, but it's your show as well. And I'm going to come to the questions very, very quickly. But first and foremost, Nol, I want to say to you, 95 caps for your beloved Peru. Yeah, you didn't get to the 100, and there's reasons for that. I want to put you in, tell the viewers. So your itinerary, right? You've played for Newcastle United at St James's Park, Saturday afternoon, Premier League game. You called up for Peru. You leave Newcastle at 5 o'clock. I want to know, you're playing Brazil on the Wednesday night, not in Lima. You're playing them at Rio de Janeiro, and then you're coming back to play on a Saturday against Sunderland. Not against Sunderland, one of the big teams. You're playing against Arsenal in London. Yeah. Tell me your itinerary for when you finish. The final whistle's gone at St James's Park. It's 5 o'clock. Over to you, Noel.
Yeah, well, Joe, we South American players, it's quite tough, quite difficult, because for European players, yes, far away. If you have to fly to Italy, fly to Poland, it only will take maximum 3 hours. Yeah. But for us, was really, really, really tough. That's one of the reasons. Probably I could have 115 games or 120 games because I missed so much. The reason because I was playing here in Newcastle. I was playing in here. Sometimes I have to miss friendly matches, many friendly matches, because of course Bobby was quite upset to me to go for friendly match, travel so far and come back.
What did he used to say to you, Noel? What did he used to say to you to put you off?
Yeah, I said to Bobby, I'm here in Rio de Janeiro. I said, you want me to come back to Newcastle if you want to be in the bench? I want to stay in Rio de Janeiro. Playing in the beach with the ball. So, yeah, it was quite tough. Bobby always complained, Joe, because what happened is in Peru, we have a flight next day in the night time. So play Wednesday, had to fly Thursday night, arrive in Newcastle 4 o'clock in the Friday because they changed the time. And if I have to play Saturday, it's crazy, That's why I'm thinking, Joe, how Bruno Almiron, because say Bruno come back straight away going to the field, how brave to him to go into the field. That's why sometimes look a little bit tired, knackered. It's no easy. Jet lag, because it's like now, it's Bruno probably he played yesterday, drew against Uruguay, and now he will be here in Newcastle, I believe, tomorrow afternoon. So he will miss 2 days training, only ready for Friday. Well, this week is okay because he play on the Monday.
Yeah, that's good. They're getting an extra couple of days. Obviously, yes. Brazil play Peru tonight.
When they play Saturday, I still feel wow.
Mm.
I saw it yesterday in the Newcastle Foundation when asking him, because he's very worried about fitness, things like that, But
Yeah.
yeah.
Great stuff. I mean, you mentioned Bruno and Joel, and do you have anything to do with them now? Have you met them, seen them quite a lot?
I met a couple of times. I went to the club, and yeah, I spoke more with Bruno. Bruno's a lovely boy, nice guy. He's really like it here. He really like it because, like I said to you, Joe, why we really engage with this city is because you passion, the Newcastle fans' passion. That's when we was talking. I said you didn't expect it. Even in South America they go crazy. You go behind the goal, you have to put a big net in there to the fans jumping or stand up while that. But even here, people is so nice. It's good to play football, and how people appreciate how you're doing in the pitch when you tackle, when you score goals. So that passion is very, very, very emotional for us, especially when you live far away. I always say to you, because during the week you're working in this city is really dead. It look like quiet, but people really don't realize how nice it's after the matches when people come around the stadium. So that's why I say Bruno really like it. Joelinton the same. He was from the strike. I was criticized. He was an unfortunate in the Marash League people, managers, the team doing no well. So. But he took so well. Now fans love him.
Yeah.
You never expect him to be a midfielder from the
Yeah.
strike. Finish as him now. He's a monster. He's a great engine guy, working hard, tackle. Doesn't look Brazilian.
Brilliant. No, that's superb, Noel. Right, we're going to fly in some questions because the viewers are brilliant and the fans, and obviously we've got loads to get through. So Tom Dixon said, Nobby, do you still have your trumpet? I think we've been asked about that one quite a few times. Where's your trumpet, kid?
My friend, my trumpet is like my legs. No working anymore. No retiring. Yeah, the trumpet. I still like it. Sometimes when I'm here at home, sometimes I like to play a little bit of trumpet.
Well, I've been with you. I know you really, really love your music. Your music's fantastic that you love, but you really, really studied the trumpet to a very high level. You're an excellent, well, what do you call it? I'm not trying to blow your trumpet for you. You know what I mean? God, it's good. Right. Nobby, give us your best Geordie accent from Mark Byers. Well, he goes on to say who was the longest in the shower.
Why, I man.
Well, hi, man. I said you got the job. Who was the longest in the shower now?
Oh.
Do you know what that means?
Yes. Titus Bramble.
That was the time you should have said, I know nothing. I know nothing, Joe.
Number one, Titus Bramble.
Well, we're not going to argue with that.
Oh,
brilliant stuff.
He had to have a shower myself.
Right. Tom Dixon's asked, what's favourite food?
Well, English food, I will say, I like the Sunday Lounge. I enjoy very much. I still enjoy every Sunday. The Sunday Lounge is very pretty, very nice. But
Joe,
we have a Peruvian food. We have a lot of dishes.
Yeah, you're an excellent cook, and you like your spicy food that as well, don't you? No, you also played for West Ham during your career. Who took you to West Ham? Because we've got a game coming up on Monday night against West Ham. I want to talk about that in a minute. But who took you to West Ham? Why did you go to London? I mean, for me, when I went to London, I had 2 clubs down there. It was a culture shock. I mean, I used to commute. I used to get a plane home every Saturday night to come back and see my mother. I didn't mind anybody knowing that. It cost a fortune, but I couldn't give 2 hoots. I was coming back home. How did you find London?
Well, it was another big decision for myself because I remember Newcastle signing me back after being in Aston Villa. So I really enjoyed. I was over the moon to come back to the team. So what happened is that after, God bless him, Glenn Rother, passed away. Glenn Rother took it over. Think the new owners, take care of the club. They brought Sam Allardyce. I remember I did the preseason with him. We went to Austria. Where it was quite very good preseason. But when I went to see him, because he started to say to me, he told me, Nobby, I don't know. I'll not promise to you anything. I will start to bring my own players. I don't promise to you anything. Okay, fair enough. So I didn't feel that confidence with, to play plus the way he want to play the game. With all respect, that's the reason Newcastle signing him. Probably the club so that will be successful with him to play in that direct football, long balls, long throws, things like that. Very tactical in that way, like a Bolton. That's why he has a little bit successful with Bolton. But Newcastle, I believe Newcastle fan like a footballer. They like you people be available to deal with the ball, to play great football, entertainment football, especially from Kenny, people like that. Kevin Keegan. So, well, when Joe, you've been in the game. When somebody don't give you that confidence, trust. I say I want to play football. I want to enjoy. So I left. I left to one of the agents rang me, Phil Smith. So he called me to say, Nobby, it's the opportunity. Yeah, I moved to West Ham. I'm enjoy. I met my ex-team mates, like Kieron Dyer was there, Bellamy was there, Scotty Parker was there. So it was quite fun, a little bit family for me. But to be honest, lovely club. The people really, really like Newcastle fans. They like the team play good football, So I'm enjoying. I played a short time. I was quite disappointed because I thought I will be another season, but they never give me contract back. So that's the reason I'm ending in Greece.
Okay. We've got Gary V. Noel. He's asking all your amazing experiences you've had as a professional footballer. Who's left the biggest mark? Who's been the biggest influence in your career?
I will say my parents, my parents, because they are always best witness in your career. The people, they want they teach you the discipline to whatever the job you take. They are always been behind me. So supporting is always I believe from my good education from my parents, that's made me to anything. Like I decide to play football professional, they are always behind. Always has to, even doesn't matter if I bring money into the house, he always don't care. They want to have to respect to come back home earlier. So, to sleep earlier, especially in this kind of game, when you play football, you cannot be the same as a normal person, normal humans. You're going to have the same lifestyle of life. So my parents, I would say, my mom working so hard, you go big family, my dad working so hard to give me my support. And after, well, I'm glad to go that good education and after when decide to play football, I'm still be the same person. I never even play in a national team or play in any big club. And always my mom said, you need to be humble. You are a normal person. After the pitch, you have to be a normal person because you have to, we are all the same. But I will say my parents was very big thing.
I totally agree. Couldn't put it better than all. I mean, the love and support you get off your parents, and obviously the like-minded people of the dressing room. It was the dressing room I missed more than anything, the camaraderie, if you like. Noel, you were on the bench for Villa versus NUFC at St James's Park when Boye and Dyer kicked off that fight. What was your thoughts at the time, and what happened in the dressing room afterwards? When it kicked off, I know what it's like when you go back in there. Did it get finished, or what happened?
People don't realize. People probably, of course, the people in the pitch are not that. When Kieron started to bite it, we Boye. I was on the bench. I looked Kieron, and the ball was on the other side. Of course, people looking because the situation was for the other side. The ball was on the other side of the pitch, but I knew it. Kieron and Boye are still biting each other, biting. From like 20, 30 yards, the start to became closer and closer and closer. That's why we still carry on, and after they're punching each other, it was very funny, but at the same time quite embarrassed for football for footballer. We have to be, but I say it was like it will be just laugh. Joe, after that, I remember I went to the tunnel holding a little bit Kieron, come on, chill out, relax, and but after that, 3 months, 4 months later, come back to the club. They still be good friends. We still play cards in the bus when we travel to play away. So, Joe, sometimes when you get angry, play football, you 100 miles, you hard. So, whatever happens, but still, it was I believe it was very funny. It was a very funny moment.
Brilliant. To coin a phrase, what a great name, what a great handle. what album, Nol, should we all be listening to? As in your music, what is your? I know what your favourite one is, but nobody's heard of it. So, what album should we be listening to? And have you got a favourite Christmas song? It's an early one, but it's a good one.
Yeah. Maria Carey. It's every Christmas song is Maria Carey. Maria Carey.
Maria Carey.
Joe, my dad always was big fans of Barry White. Barry White is, to me, wow. He was, even I'm growing up, I was little. My house used to have my dad LP. So he always listened Barry White. So I like him very much.
It doesn't get any better than that, no. I think what Roger already answered that one of your favourite midfield player would probably be Kieran. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you still keep in touch with any of the former players? I know you're on the circuit, and obviously your passion is to get back into the game and be head coach somewhere. We're going to come to that finally, but that's a little while yet. What was it like when you were playing for Hull and Hartlepool to end your career? That's from Darren Lee.
Well, the question before I was quick.
Yeah.
Yes, still touching with Shea Given. I'm still touching with Alan Shearer, Stevie Harper, Andy Griffin, because the club is still been fantastic with ex-players. With the new owner, we still get invited to the watching the matches together. We question like ambassadors, and Shola Meobi. So yeah, the club been fantastic with us in the last couple of years. So yeah, I was playing for Hartlepool. Yeah, I really enjoy to play for. After I went to Hull City, the reason I went to Hull City before Hull City, because after I went to Greece, play with Nikos Avisa, Laurent Robert, sorry, and we played in Greece. I played only for 5 months. Back to Peru, play 1 year with a big club called Universitario. I won the league and scored the penalty winner. So I moved back to England. Natural person signing me for 4 months to go to Leicester City. We went to Leicester City. We get the playoff. We didn't get promotion. We knocked out into penalties against Cardiff, remember? And after Nigel took me to Hull City. So 1 year in Hull City, and after that, I was close to say, okay, enough. Legs wasn't the same. But Mick Watford used to working with Bobby as assistant. He took over Hartlepool. He told me, Nobby, I told him I want to do my coaching badges. He will help me with this and play. He said to me, play much you want, play much you think you need it. Don't worry, no pressure. So, well, I mean, really enjoy, but a shame because 3 months later, Mick Watford was sacked. So that's the one when in December time decide to not play any more football. I left there. I stopped my career there.
To be fair, Noel, you got to 38 years of age, which was a hell of an age to get to.
I was 36.
36, were you?
36.
I'm trying to add on for you to see if we can get you more work.
Yeah.
Now, I understand about the Hartlepool connection. I mean, even to my connection with Hartlepool, my beloved Hartlepool, I love them so much. Somebody's from Darlington the other day said, they were saying, because Hartlepool are nicknamed the Monkey Hangers. So they said to me, trying to be funny, Joe, did you hang the monkey? And I said, why is your dad missing? So that you work that one out for yourself, And this guy, anyway, tried to be funny. We know that is not good. Right. Confirming with San Marcos as manager for next season, is it frustrating to see the lack of opportunities for Peruvian managers at the moment, even in Peru Liga 1? And that's from Foxy.
Yeah,
Jesus, God, isn't it not there, Foxy?
Well, Joe, as you know, we was talking before, it's very tough, very difficult for Peruvian young managers or Peruvian managers get into League One. I wasn't there. I really enjoyed. I was, went to the League Two, the team called San Marcos. We do quite well. We won 2 matches, drew 2. So we get into the playoff, but unfortunately the club has some issues, and the federation discounts some points, so we didn't reach to go into the playoff. But the club want me to come back. I got a few clubs in Peru interested in the especially in the second division, League 2, or championship, we'll say, comparing with English football. So yeah, I really enjoy. It's frustration, but what I'm saying, I always I always say, Joe, when you, I not put my career is on the side now. I'm not play football anymore. I have to build my career as a coach. I want to prove as a coach. That's why any job I'm jumping because I want to prove. Being a
Are you
little bit
putting your CVs in, Noel, for
correct,
jobs?
being
Yeah.
a little bit lucky with life. These people, the owner, they don't really interested in the football. They get sacked so earlier. I went to Sweden in the same situation in a very short time. But I hope so. If everything go well, I will back to Peru. But I go now the opportunity to build the team, opportunity to do preseason, start from the scratch, from the beginning of the season. So yeah, we're working hard and just waiting and see what happens.
I know you as a friend and also as an ambitious young football coach, and you're meticulous about everything that you do as regarding football. You take it very, very serious. I mean, for me, I would have my ideal situation would be Alan Shearer at the top overseeing, you and Peter Beardsley as head coaches, with possibly Lee Clark and Rob Lee overseeing 23s down to bring all experience for all our youth to come through. We've got Stevie Harper and Kevin Carr as goalkeeping gurus. Steve Wraith would be head of media, and obviously I'd be there to make the tea. So that would be my ideal scenario. And would you ever, Noel, is it your dream job to get the Newcastle United manager's job?
Well, Joe, of course. But I need to build my career. I need to get the experience, enough experience to get one day the opportunity. It's not that easy. I believe even Stevie Howe and being in the game so long, sometimes he do fantastic in this 3 years he arrived into the club. So yeah, well, football is about opportunities. Now in the level, how is the Premier League? You're working with so many coaches around you. You go, the players now 100% professionals. It make it easier, look easier. But the Premier League became really strong for any manager. Anything can happen. Back in the year, with all respect, you have a 2-3 teams really strong, like Chelsea, Man United back in the year. But now it's about 7-8 teams. Even you go to Brighton, Brentford. Plays against this team is really, really tough. It's not that simple. But yeah, it will be in the dream. Just keep it there.
Yes.
I hope so. We're still alive.
For sure, and also for somebody with your international experience. I mean, 7 years with the national side, qualifying for the World Cup for the first time since 1978. You look at the Premier League now, Noel, and 80% of the people that's got head coach's job in the Premier League are, I like to say, overseas players. I don't like to say foreign imports. Foreign imports, I say Nobby Solano, foreign import. It sounds like you're a beer or a fancy lager. You're not a foreign import, you're an overseas. And with the amount of overseas people that are getting jobs in English football, you go for it, man, and because I know you've got loads and loads to offer to the game. You've been inducted into the Hall of Fame now. How does that make you feel? It's a great honour to be inducted into the Hall of Fame at Newcastle United.
Oh, Joe, it was a fantastic night. I was invited yesterday as well. I see people. It's amazing. You need to recognize people working in that communities, Is what the job they're doing in here, the club supporting these things is make it very, very special, very, very special. I see ex-players around myself. People probably you will know Joe played back in the 90s, in the 80s. So I'm privileged, Joe. I'm really privileged. I'm really, like I'm saying, I'm feeling like this is my second home, to be for sure. This is my second home because how many years I'm here, me being so long in this area, people still really, really like it, really, really polite. Even how long haven't played for this club, it still making you feel like you just left the club only weeks ago. Mm-hmm. So no, I really, really like it. I really, really appreciate it. And was really honored for me to be part of this. These people identify to put me that privilege of being the flame, and to be in this honor to be here in Newcastle. Famous things.
Brilliant, Noel. That's from Robert Maltman. Now, thanks for that question, Rob. It's a great question. We've got Bernard from the Felon. He says, did Nobby have any superstitions before a game now?
No, my friend, only I believe in, I believe in God, as you know. I'm Catholic. Always go cross to my face like this and start to put my right foot into the pitch to start. Before I came into the pitch, I used to put my right foot first to wish everything going well.
Brilliant stuff. We'll play West Ham. Nola mentioned it before. It's Monday night. Pretty much there's about 6-7 clubs got 1 point between them and third place. I think Newcastle United's form, especially the formation that they've got at the minute, is a good, and it's good to have unchanged side. There's going to be a couple of changes enforced, I think. What I'm hearing on the sidelines about an injury and a suspension, obviously. What would do you think, your prediction for the West Ham game be for Monday night? And would we be in a false position if we got into that top 4 area? Do you think it's an unrealistic position to keep if we do get there? As regarding Champions League, I mean, I think, and I really believe this, that our name's on this Carabao Cup. I think honestly, I really believe this is going to be the time to get the monkey off the back as regarding getting silverware at the club. I've got a brilliant feeling about this year, and it's a month away, but I'm excited about the fact that Newcastle play Brentford at home, and I think we've got a great opportunity to get the semi-finals. First, about the West Ham game, and secondly, can we win the cup?
Well, Joe, as you see, it's still too early to know, because for Newcastle being this period is very unlucky. When they have a quite good run, they're winning 1, 2, 3 games, and they have to stop with a break, international break. And after we'll see how the team come back again. I was hearing yesterday with Eddie Howe say, we wish to carry on, want to play the next match because you have a good run. So we hope so. Newcastle, especially December, December is a period when you have a lot of games, is when you will see after December and January, see where you are. But it's really tough. This season is absolutely tough. Spurs doing so well. Even Nottingham Forest, with all respect, doing quite well. It's really, really tight. I believe if we edit, especially this December period until February or before March, they have to keep in the same form, still in the same form, winning 3, 4, 5. It will be available to win 5, 6 games, 7 games. I think if it is available to win 5, 6, 7 games in a row, I believe Newcastle will get that spot because it's a tough team to play. On Monday, I got feeling West Ham not doing quite well. They're a little bit trouble with the manager. Newcastle is really, really strong team, especially at home, because the fans give it that extra lift, extra support. And Newcastle boys, really, really strong side.
No, that's fantastic. Just about Bruno's form, because you watch every game. You're a foreign player, and he hasn't, by his standards, set the world alight early doors. I think he's turned the corner now, and he's starting to play up to his true potential. Does the captain's armband weigh him down a bit, do you think?
I think Joe is, like we mentioned before earlier in the interview, it's difficult for him, especially this period, the calendar, the fixture, so many games. He has to be in the international, traveling a lot with Brazil, coming back, things like that. I think now is a period probably he will set in. It will still like a long week rest. He will be performed. He's a great player. Probably with Tonali, look like a pretty similar both. I think they are two together, look like a, I don't know if that's the reason you see Eddie put Joelinton long staff. They like a box-to-box player, but Tonali is more like a need to feel the ball like Bruno. So that's why I struggle a little bit both, because pretty similar players, But like I'm saying, Bruno's still fantastic player. But he need to rest. I believe in one point he need to have a little bit of rest because, some games I believe Eddie will decide. Of course, he's the coach, but when the games after 70 minutes, 60 minutes, if he's sorted out, Newcastle done the match, you need to start to take it off to save legs for the important matches before the end of the season.
So can I push it just for a scoreline, Nol, against West Ham?
I have a feeling it's 2-0 to Newcastle, 3-1, something like that.
Brilliant stuff. Can I just say from me and everybody at Enough Matters and the fans, thank you so much, my good friend. Nolberto Solano, you are a legend. Thank you. See you soon, my pal.
It's a pleasure, Joe. I'm happy to look you very well. So we speak to you soon.
Ciao, ciao, mister.
See
Thanks,
you.
everyone.